Welcome back. Now let's get a wrap-up of the international news. Here's Joyce Ohaja in London for Around the World in 5.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom in London. The UK is still faced with a no-deal Brexit after the latest vote in Parliament. MPs voted on Tuesday, leaving Britain in a tricky situation. Zina Alpha reports.
The British Prime Minister Theresa May faced a second humiliating defeat for her Brexit plan. The lawmakers' vote has left no clear indication as to whether the UK will leave the European Union in 16 days without an agreement.
But clearly leaving without a deal on the 29th of March would be bad for our economy, it would have an impact on jobs, on the public finances, it would be bad for national security, and I'm afraid it would be bad for the integrity of the United Kingdom.
The European Union's chief Brexit negotiator, Michel Barnier, said it was the people's choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind everybody that the responsibility for the decision for Brexit belongs to the United Kingdom only. And today, the prime responsibility to get out of the impasse in which the negotiation is, the prime responsibility lies with the United Kingdom.
With almost no clues as to how it will emerge from the chaos, the government have said it will eliminate import tariffs on a wide range of goods in a no-deal Brexit scenario. If the UK decides to leave the EU without a deal, there could be an extension to the original divorce date on the 29th of March. Mrs May could attempt to try a third time to get her deal passed, or possibly hold another referendum on the issue. Zina Alpha, Channels Television News.
American Airlines and other U.S. carriers are continuing to fly Boeing MAX 8 jets, despite Ethiopian airline chiefs grounding all their planes. The European aviation regulators have joined countries in Asia, Latin America, Australia, Africa and the UK in grounding the aircraft following the plane crash in Ethiopia on Sunday. Although there have been calls by the public, politicians and flight attendant unions to ground the planes in the United States, US officials and Boeing maintain the aircraft is safe to fly. Some passengers, however, agree with officials.
You know, it's obviously a tragedy. That's what's happened in Ethiopia with the Ethiopian airline. Condolences to all the families, but it didn't hesitate my own travel plans at all, and didn't even come into any concern.
Several other countries have also grounded the Boeing MAX 8, and the number may still increase following the plane crash that killed all 157 passengers and crew members. Protesters have taken to the streets to voice their disappointment after a judge sentenced Cardinal George Pell to only 6 years in jail for sexually abusing 2 choir boys in Melbourne in the 1990s. Pell, a former top advisor to Pope Francis, is the most senior Catholic to ever be convicted of child sex offences. The crimes against 2 13-year-old boys took place after Sunday Mass in late 1996 and early 1997 at St Patrick's Cathedral in Melbourne, where Pell was Archbishop. The Cardinal is appealing the decision.
There's an appeal on foot. We can't comment.
Pell has continued to state his innocence but will remain in jail until the appeal process finishes. China has offered to restore power after the ongoing blackout in Venezuela. The Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Liu Kang said the Venezuelan power grid had gone down due to a hacking attack.
China is willing to provide help and technical support to restore Venezuela's power grid.
The Venezuelan president accused Donald Trump of cyber sabotage, which caused the South American country to have its worst blackout on record. Tensions have increased between China, Venezuela and the US, which has called China's position in Venezuela payday loan diplomacy. They're accusing China of exerting influence in the Pacific. And finally, Meghan Markle, or should we say Meghan Sparkle, has made a name for herself on the global fashion sphere. But who's worth more to the fashion industry, Meghan or Kate? Kate Middleton's fashion icon status contributed an estimated $205 million to the fashion economy in 2015. It's said that Meghan's contribution will be double that. The former actress and wife of Prince Harry has seen her outfits scrutinized and copied. They've even been the cause of website crashes. She was named 2018's Best Dressed Woman by People magazine. Her wardrobe is estimated to cost around £500,000. That's about $700,000 per year. And that's your international news around the world in 5.
Thanks a lot, Joyce. Now, from there, we cross over to do some sports. And here's Ayotunde Balogun.
Many thanks, Ijoma. Nigeria has been handed the right to host the 2019 Africa Track Cycling Championships. This followed the agreement sealed between the Cycling Federation of Nigeria and the Confederation of Africa Cycling. The president of the Cycling Federation of Nigeria, Domenico Massari, said the agreement was signed during the Congress of the Confederation of Africa Cycling and European Cycling Union in Rome, Italy. In football, FC Barcelona of Spain have qualified for the quarter-final of the UEFA Champions League after beating Lyon 5-1 at the Camp Nou. Now, Lionel Messi opened scoring for the Catalan Giants when he converted a penalty in the 18th minute, while an unmarked Philippe Coutinho poked in a second. In the second half, Lucas Touzart pulled one back for Lyon, but another Messi goal and another one from Gerard Piqué wrapped up a fine performance for Barca to win by 5-1 at the Allianz Arena in Germany. Bayern Munich crashed out of the competition after losing to the Merseyside Giants Liverpool by 3-1. Well, a brace from Sadio Mane and a fine header from Virgil van Dijk ensured that Jurgen Klopp's team booked a place in the quarterfinal stage. UEFA has confirmed that PSG forward Neymar will be investigated for lashing out at the video assistant referee system after their Champions League exit to Manchester United Football Club last week. The Brazilian, sidelined by injury, was infuriated by a late penalty awarded to United in PSG's last 16 second-leg defeat in Paris, which saw them go out on away goals, and Neymar later called the VAR system a disgrace. Zinedine Zidane has held his first training session with Real Madrid squad after being reappointed to manage the club. Zidane returns for a second spell as coach, with plans to rebuild the Spanish giants, who have fallen into a crisis since he left in May last year after winning an unprecedented third straight Champions League. David Bertone and Hamidou Moussadier will be his assistant coaches, with Antonio Pintos working as his fitness coach. And that's a wrap on sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Thanks a lot, Ayotunde. Founder of the Internet, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, says the reason behind the creation of the World Wide Web is to have a platform where all can come together to interact, trade and form meaningful alliances. Speaking in Lagos while marking the 30th anniversary of the World Wide Web, he says his invention was driven by the need to connect the world's population using innovation and technology. Our technology correspondent, Victor Matthias, reports.
The internet, since its creation, has broken boundaries, connected people around the world, empowered businesses, availed information at the fingertips of the citizenry. Now in its 30th year, the founder of the phenomenon, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, believes that as the web reshapes our lives, we have a responsibility to make sure it is recognized as a human right.
It's about growth, it's about innovation. It's got more, you have lots and lots of people, and you've got more and more people coming online, more and more people starting cool companies, more and more people starting to innovate on the internet at any point. So to a certain extent, it's reasonable for Adrian to say, yeah, the future is here.
Figures recently released by the International Communication Union shows that 51.2% of the world's population are now online. But what should be done to get others online?
We need to use this moment to say that we can't stop here. We can't even stop at 60 or 70 or 80%. You know, the web was always meant to be for everyone, and this is our chance to redouble efforts to make sure that we secure that goal.
Well, there's got to be a deliberate effort to get women to not be afraid of technology, because it's afraid of technology. And so that means that we need to encourage young girls from very early ages to interact and engage with technology. I think we have to start, we have to start encouraging and almost making technology an attractive option for women.
Africa's population has seen the strongest rise of people online from 2.1% in 2005 to 24% by the end of 2018. The hope will be that the good the web offers will be fully utilized by this number. Victor Matthias, Channels Television News.
And the main news again. A three-story building today collapsed in Lagos, leaving some residents and children injured. 50 people were pulled out alive while rescue operations continue. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Onyato. You have a good night.